Morning everyone. It's 2:09 in the morning. What? We're on our way in. We got the Polo finished yesterday, obviously that's ready for a collection first thing this morning. The Golf got picked up and I'm going to go start work on the 370Z. As well as a bus coming in today. We've got a VW coming in today for some, I think it's having a sub and amp or speakers, one of the two. Might be a HS10, something like that. So that's today. But we'll try and make as much headway as we can on the 370. Obviously Dom's wedding this weekend, so we've got limited time because I've got to get to, on Friday I've got to leave for the wedding. So the job, although I could stretch it out and the customer probably wouldn't mind if I did an extra day, I then run out of time. So it's like the best of every situation really. I need a coffee, I do need that. I haven't woken up yet. But we're going to get onto the shop, get some stuff sorted. I'll come back to you in a bit. See you soon.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Morning everyone. Right, so we've got a 370. Started taking it apart. We've got the factory sub out, which is over there on the floor, spare wheel kind of one. We're just opening up the back end. I've just found some water in here, which is not good. That's not a good start. So we're on the hunt for the factory amp location. We've got all of this plastic and all of this stuff to kind of go through. We've got to get off these quarter panels. We're doing speakers in the front, speakers in the back, rear camera, front camera, screen on the mirror, kicker key 500.1 running 2 downward firing 10s in the boot, and then we've got a kicker key 4 channel running all the speakers in the car. So when it's done, it will sound, oh, and the DAB interface. When it's done, it's going to sound pretty cool. But we're just basically running through everything, finding all the bits and bobs that we need to get, the best way through the plastics, and go from there. So I'll come back to you in a bit. Oh dear. So it turns out this 370 has been crashed. So that's one panel. The water is coming from a bad repair. Can you see the black interior there? That black panel? So that's because that's a replacement part and the welds have not been treated properly, and where they've spot welded it, it's now corroding. And the water is coming from the inside of the arch there where they've layered in tiger sill, which we've not got the other side. And it runs down onto the floor, so I'll have to let him know about that. I'm sure that's going to cheer him up no end. Bloody thing. Right, we're on the dismantle anyway, come back to you in a bit. Okay, so many minutes later, so we've got this strip to where I'm happy with. We've got a rubber grommet just here in the firewall, so obviously we can get power from our battery straight through that rubber grommet, down onto the sill trim, all the way along underneath and back up to the top here where we're going to mount everything. There is our factory amplifier location. I was doing a bit of googling and everyone was asking where it was and absolutely nobody was giving the information, so hopefully this helps. It sits just here, upside down, but that's the factory location. The amp sits there, but we've got a nice big hole down here that runs through the car, so we can run our powers and stuff up through there. We can mount the Key 500 and the 4 channel in this location as well with a bit of careful trimming. We've got some bolt fixings on the floor. Just move that out of the way. We've got 4 fixings here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can actually locate a bit of board down there, a bit of MDF, and we can actually mount everything on that one section, so it's all out the way. You've got to be careful of this inertia sensor, which sits on these these white points here on the front. You've got to be careful of that when you remove the amp. But other than that, yeah, it's kind of not as bad as I thought. Obviously we've got a water issue in the boot, which I'll raise with him when I come to see him on Thursday. But now I'm going to start basically running the bits and bobs in. We've got to get camera from the front over, power from the front over, up to the screen, camera at the back, up to the screen, DAB in, which is fairly simple. Doors I'm yet to take apart, but to be honest, doors are kind of like a normal occurrence. I'm not bothered by that at all. We've got the rear quarter panel off, and I found the Bose speaker, which is just in there. So that is a 3.5 inch mid and tweeter, which we're going to replace. We've got some spare kicker ones, and I need to decide. So in here, this factory speaker is almost like a 6x9 in a stupid holder. I did buy everything, so I've got a couple of options. We've got 6x9s and we've got 6.5, so I could put an adapter plate in there and run a 6.5 and a tweeter. Tweeters are on the dash up here, just there. So we've got a couple of options really. Now, as far as Bose goes, I should have a tweeter cable at that amplifier, because they like to cross over everything at the amp. So rather than having like a full range out to the speaker, and then the speaker has a filter on it, they like to restrict all the sound from here. So you have like a mid signal, a tweeter signal, a bass signal, you know, it goes like that, which is great for me because I'll have it all here ready to go. So we're going to have a look at that now. I'm going to do some probing, or I might even send the boys at Bose an email because I've got their details. They will reply to me with a pin-out diagram, which will make my life easier, but we may strip a door. Should we do a door? Let's do a door. Let's get a door apart and see what's inside it, shall we? Yeah. Okay everyone, so the door card is off. Weirdly enough, SIM card holders fallen out of it. That's always good. So we have got these odd 6x9s, and the tweeter is up there in the dash. Now, thinking about this logically, we either do one of two things. We either do 6x9s in the doors, which may give us a bit more depth, a bit more oomph. But we've also got a location here, so we could actually put the tweeter in the cell trim, which would be quite nice. And I do have enough space behind it to be able to locate it, so that's an option. What do you reckon? Get your comments down in the section. So we've got a 6x9, we've got a tweeter location if we want it. The question is, which way do we go with the car stereo? Obviously we're doing 3.25 in the back, we're going to do a kicker key. But do we do 6x9s to add a bit of bass, or do we go 6s? Maybe 6x9s, I'm thinking. Let me go and get them. We'll have a look. Let me spin you around a second. You know what a 6-inch speaker looks like. So let's have a look at the 6x9s. Now these are the KS's, so the good one, and we've got the, let's try and get the torch on there so you can see a bit more light. So we've got the 3.5s as well, the KS's. They've got nice little output on them. Black and gold. Yeah, so designed as kind of like replacement dash speakers almost, but they're quite sweet. Look at the magnet on it, it's nearly as big as the speaker. What a ledge. That's really nice. And obviously you've got the option of, you know, choosing tweeter separately, mid separately. Very cool. So they're going to go in the car for sure. They'll replace that standard rubbish we got in there. But speaker-wise for the doors, ta-da! So we've got, excuse me, these 6x9s. Now they are 3 ways, so we've got a bit of level on them. All of the comes with active crossovers as well, so you can separate the sound properly. very cool. So I think we're going to go with 6x9s. Just because we've got the space, we've got the ability to have a bigger speaker in the door. And sometimes bigger is better, not always. Right, because it's the KS series, they come with foam. They also come with a really funky speaker mount. So you've got already a trim ring in that gives you a 6x9 space. It's got obviously the option for things like the Toyota mounting. There's lots of different options, but that will go straight in that hole. Cool. Now the speaker itself, a bag of screws. Again, if you wanted to run this active with its own power across the board, you've got the different terminals that you can add your own sound to. It's a really nice speaker actually, really well built, really heavy, really good. But yeah, we've got the little caps and we've got our terminal input so we can separate which ones we want, and we can use the filters here to give us the ins and outs for what we want to listen to and what we want to restrict it playing. So that's pretty cool. But I'm thinking, in all honesty, we're going to go 6x9 in the door. What do you reckon? Definitely. See you in a bit. Right, it's nearly 5:30, so we've made a magnificent start. We've dismantled the car, we've got our cables kind of planned and where we're going to put stuff and how we're going to do stuff. The door's off, obviously this speaker's ready to be changed. I've got to look at the tweeters yet, see what we're doing with that. That speaker in the door, in the rear quarter, is now done. Sorry, not the door, the quarter panel, that's ready. 6x9s, obviously we can change out, run some new cable. We know where our amp's going. I've got to start sort of dismantling that little quarter over there to get the rear driver out and the door, which that's a 2-minute job. But basically we've got an idea of a plan, what we're doing. Power cable is all run and I've got the covers all back together. So under here now we have our nice big fat power cable running off the back there. As well as that, I've also now fitted the front bumper camera. You can just see there. So that's now the front camera, which is going to watch this lip from curbs and things like that. We're going to get him a sticky number plate to put back on, but not one that hangs down over the camera. So the front end is kind of done. Cables are into the passenger side footwell. So we've got a camera cable just loomed up there and our power cable here. Obviously we've got our screen to put in, our rear camera to put in, speakers and the amp and the processor and all that jargon. But to be fair, what we've done so far is really cool. We're getting on with it. I'll probably do digital input first for the DAB. We'll do the DAB radio first. Run the screen round to the bottom here and we'll make some connections down here. And then everything else is kind of in the back of the car. Once I've changed the speakers, we're working in this area here, so it should be nice and simple. So I kind of figured at first I'd be stitching myself up with a really bad job, but actually looking at it now, we're working through it methodically. I've got a plan of how we're doing it. It's just putting it into action, and so far so good, touch wood. It's going well, but it's about that time when I need to go home. Kids will be waking up soon, so we'll make them breakfast. I still haven't done Snap on Tuesday's video, so I apologise if that's coming out late. It is what it is. I will see you soon when we get back to work in an hour or so. See you in a bit. Bye. Morning everyone. 7:30. Just on my way back. So I've been home, had breakfast, had a shower, cup of tea, coffee, sorry, not tea. Made the girls breakfast and now we're going back in. We have obviously the Polo's done. That was a job book for this morning, but I managed to get that finished yesterday, so I can ring him and tell him to come pick his car up straight away, and he'll probably be in later on. So that's this morning's one done. and then we've got HS10 going into a T6 this afternoon, so that should be fairly straightforward, nice and simple. And obviously we're then cracking back on with the 370 all day. We got loads done this morning. I'm really happy with the progress, so gonna try and keep the momentum. Obviously it's harder as the day goes on, you get, you know, more and more tired, but if I can knock it out in 2 days and not stress, it'd be good. It will be good. I see I haven't skipped out on videos the past day. I'm just uploading one now. The thing is at home, so I'll come back to that later on today, and you'll have a new Snap on Tuesday video uploaded. But I'm trying to, you know, we've got to get the work done first. That's kind of key, rather than the video at the minute. Obviously why we want to grow the channel. I think we're up to 1950 something on the subscribers, which is cool. We're in the 50s, on our way to 2,000. But it's good. That's why we want more subscribers, so I can get paid more from YouTube and do more videos of fun stuff and not working 24 hours a day. Idiot. But you got to do what you got to do. So I will talk to you when I get back in and we've made more progress with the 370. I forget where I left off. I think I've done the camera and the power cable had all gone in. We can then start the rear camera and work to the front of the vehicle, as well as looking up a board or mount, if you will, for the two amplifiers. I've got to get the Bose stuff pin outed. I've got to figure out the ins and outs, whether it's filtered, whether it's full range, all of that stuff. So I'll see you in a bit. Happy Wednesday? Yes, my dudes. Right, loves. Right, we're taking a quick pause from the 370. Let's get the name right. Let me just turn this down. So we're just laptops in the computer. I can't talk. This is what tiredness does to you. Laptop is in the toolbox, and I'm just uploading the new Snap on video. So we've got Snap on Tuesday being uploaded now. But we're breaking to look at this T6. So this is coming in for some bits and bobs. It's just been finished. It's just had a camper conversion by the boys around at Big V, just around the corner. They use me for a lot of their audio stuff, and they've just converted this one for the chap. Really nice it is too. Lovely retrim. So we've got some posh seats. We've got a head unit to change. Now in this one, customer supplying his own, we're fitting the DNX 9190 DABS. So full on sat nav, CarPlay and Android Auto. We've got a fascia kit to put in, and he's also having LHS10, this bad boy. That's going to go in the middle between the two seats. So he's going to have a bit of bass in here, as well as the new head unit, so that should sound quite nice. I've already removed the CD. I always remember to check the CD player before you disconnect power on a stereo. So we'll take this radio out, put our fascia kit in, all the bits and bobs that we need, microphone, DAB aerial, USB in the glove box, and then run some speaker cable down for our sub, which is going to go in the middle. So I'm going to crack on with this. I'll come back to you in a bit. 370 wise, we're started doing the amplifier. The pinouts are not available from my buddy at Bose. He hasn't got a list of them, so we're just gonna have to figure it out. So we'll have to do some testing and just figure out what's what. But I've started looking into the dash, got these little stupid tweeters out. I've put the screen in, we're just running cables down. We've got our DAB aerial ready for the DAB interface. So this one's kind of coming along, we're doing well. But we'll come back to this in a minute. Both the rear speakers are now in, all the kickers on the in the quarter trims. But for now, I'm going to get starting on this, get the T6 going and done, and then I can jump back on with the Z. So see you in a bit. Afternoon everyone, so we're cracking on. The T5 is just about done. We've got everything ready to rock and roll. There's our subwoofer. Fascia is built, Kenwood is ready to go in. I'm just waiting on this later lead. He got the wrong lead on his kit. So I've done all the wiring other than putting the head unit in. We're ready to go. Microphones up there, DAB aerial, USBs in the glove box, all of the fun stuff. So this one is ready, and then back on with the Z. I will come back to you in a bit. See you soon. Right everyone, let me just turn down this music. It's been a long ass day. Another 2 o'clock start. So where I'm at, I'm trying to figure out the minute, because there's no information on this car. I can find lots of people that think they know what they're talking about, but in actual fact they don't. So what I've basically come to the conclusion of is these 4 here are my inputs, low line inputs. The amp is receiving that, obviously beefing it up, then sending it out. I've probed all of these, and I've got my little list of what does what. So we know what the speaker outputs are, where they're going to, and all that sort of stuff. I've cut my little board, which is in there. That's going to be obviously mounting our amplification. And we've got the key 200.4 and the key 500.1 all ready, loomed and stuff to go. Slowly I'm kind of figuring out what's what from this, and I think I've got it sussed now. I know where I am with it. So I'm trying to do away with that amp completely. So I want a low level signal going into the key. The key is then going to process that, send that out to the car speakers. So we have rear left, rear right, front left, front right. We'll get rid of the tweeters in the dash because they're garbage, they're not really doing anything, and obviously we're going to go with the 6x9s in the doors. We're going to have a downward firing 10 in the boot running off the key 500, and obviously we can process that at the end of it. But my main thing is camera connection, which we've done today. So I've got the rear camera mounted, had to make a spacer for it because the original tailgate sits up here. And in doing so, that means that the camera's tucked inside the boot. So I've had to make a little spacer for it, but we've now got our little camera mounted up there. Everything's run through to the front. I've fitted the screen, we've fitted the DAB aerial. We've just got to do the digital box in the front, do the speakers, connect all the panels back up, and then pretty much build the boot and tie it in at the back. Tune it, job's a good one. Chances are, not that I want to, but I'm going to have to. I'm probably coming back again tonight, this morning. So same again, I'm going to go home, have some food, see the kids, say hello to wife, probably have a little snooze on the sofa, and then get up in the wee small hours in the morning, come in and start again as we do. Oh, I have seagull shit on the Lotus. God, unlucky for them. That's not a good idea, seagulls. Let's just get that off before it eats the paintwork. We don't like seagull poop. And every time they do it, they will feel Alex's wrath. Dirty little bastards. Let's wipe that off. So in all, a fairly good day. It's been a long one, it's been a busy one. We've got the T6 done, that's been picked up and obviously gone home. The Polo went lunchtime, or just after. The guy come and got that, that's gone home. So everyone's happy, we're making headway. I've got a little Kangoo tomorrow, a little radio install that I've got to do, which will be hopefully a nice quick job. But we should have headway on the 370 by then, and I know where I am with it. Chances are, I want to say I'll be close to finishing it tomorrow, so we can give it back to the customer and he'll be all happy and posh. That's the plan. I don't want to string it into Friday because we got Dom's wedding. My suit's just turned up, and we got a whole weekend away chilling that I want to kind of get done. So we need to get the work done, hence why I'm doing all these late nights. So I'm going to bugger off for now. I will see you all probably early in the morning, and it will catch on to tomorrow's video. Thank you for subscribing and watching, and all the stuff you do as always. Take care guys, speak to you in a bit. Ciao.
Early the next morning.
Morning everyone. It's 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. On Thursday. We're jumping back on with the Z. So I've got to plough ahead and get everything finalised kind of today. I want the car picked up this afternoon for the gentleman, that would be really nice. So We've got a lot to do. I've got to crack on, but I will come back to you in a bit. We've got to do all the connections to the keys, mount them, check it, test it, make sure everything works, like all the Navi and the Bluetooth and all that stuff. Then move on to the cameras. So I've got a fair old bit to do. So I'm going to shut up and just crack on. I will come back to you in a bit, okay? Morning everyone, it is 7:15, so an early start this morning, 1 AM. We got a lot done. The car is going to be finished today, unfortunately. Sorry about that, flat battery. Right, as I was saying, the car is going to be done today. We have monstered on with it this morning, or I've monstered on with it this morning. Everything is starting to come ready to do. The speakers are done, the amps are done, everything's fitted, the board is carpeted. I've just started the camera wiring at the front and that's done. I started doing the DAB connection, and then when that's done, and then it's pretty much put the car back together, set it up, and it's you know, give it to the customer. The only downside is I turned the key on, the 200.4, and the protect light came straight on. There was a bit of a pop and a crackle. Wasn't a breakfast cereal, but something is not right with that amp. The protection light won't go away. I powered it up on the bench just to check, didn't give it an input, still protection light. So the amp has got a fault, which is not good. Now, unfortunately, Kicker, I've used a lot of my my reserves this week in spare bits and bobs. Comic. I've used a lot of my reserves in spare bits and bobs this week, and I do not have a spare 200.4. So I'm going to be ringing Kicker this morning and seeing if they'll deliver me one, literally drive from where they are to come and give me an amplifier, because I need this car gone. Obviously we've got the wedding this weekend. I could have it delivered first thing tomorrow and do it then, but that's like last case scenario, worst case scenario. I want it done today, and I'm going to phone them and ask them if somebody will come up from Poole and bring me these amplifiers so I can plug it in, tune it and set it all up. Other than that, it's, yeah, we're there. The hard work and long hours is paying off, and this one will be done on time. And then we've got Renault coming in this afternoon for a head unit, which will be fairly straightforward. Friday we are officially jobless, because obviously I've got to get things ready for Dom, get him all packed up, ready for the wedding. I'm in Wifey's Cube today. There's nothing wrong with it, it's due an MOT. So I've got it, drop it round at the boys at Technequip today, so they can do an MOT, which is like a vehicle inspection, make sure it's safe for the road. Which, to be fair, there's nothing wrong with it. It should pass with flying colours. There's nothing, you know, nothing I can't see a problem with it, if I'm honest. But the sun is just coming up. I haven't had breakfast yet. We've scooted straight out the house this morning because I'm keen to get, you know, get working on the 370 and get it finished. So I'll move on to doing the camera whilst I wait for Kicker to open, and then hopefully somebody will go, yeah, do you know what, we'll bring you one up. As a matter of urgency. It's not like I do this all the time, but this is important that we get this finished. And I want to hear what it sounds like as well. The 6x9s are huge, the rear speakers look really cool. 200.4, the 500.1 and the downward 10s, all processed off the factory system. I figured out all the wiring, so I'm happy where that is now. Yeah, and I can't wait to hear it. It's going to make it sound super good. I do also want to get him a number plate made, and I might give Ollie a call, because he's the lozenge king, and see if he can make me a quick stick-on plate. Obviously we've put the front camera on and it hides that area, so we need to put something on the nose for him so he's legal. Technically a stick-on plate is not advised. They do it on caterums and things like that, but the police do not like it. I've had a copper in the past that has questioned the stick-on plate and has got quite funny about it. But something on the nose is better than nothing on the nose, even if they look at it, you know, and not know that it's a stick-on one from a distance. At least it's white and it's got black lettering, that kind of thing. So I'm going to speak to Ollie, see if he can make me a plate real quick. We can get that stuck on the nose, and then we're all set for the car going back this afternoon or early evening. So wish me luck. It's going to be a crazy day, and I hope everything sorts itself out and we can kind of finish the car off. Hope you're good. Weirdly enough, I got this message saying that YouTube have changed the way that they do like their ad revenue, their AdSense accounts, which is odd. And I'm confused, really confused. So we've got 19, last time I checked was 1955 on the subscribers, so we've gone up nearly, like, you know, 50 in a matter of weeks, which is amazing. And if you press that button, thank you very much, it is so appreciated. We've gone up users, subscribers, we've gone up views, we've gone up videos, everything, but the money has halved, literally. And I'm gobsmacked. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, and I don't know how they've got this algorithm set, but yeah, we seem to have more of everything for people to watch, but the content is less for the people that do it. I'm a bit shocked. So I don't know, we just need to keep going, but the money is basically half, so I'm getting half at the minute of what I got last month for more people, more views, more videos. I don't understand it either. So if you press that button, thank you very much, I really do appreciate it. If you haven't pressed that button, give it a press, show some support, and we're off to get breakfast. I'll see you in a bit. You what, dude? Oh yeah, you're soldering knife.
It's quite heavy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's cool.
Look at this. This is the bit I like.
so I can use it like a cattle prod. So we got the 370 done, finally finished. I've now got to clean it up and put it back together, and then I'm going over to Ollie's and we're going to get a sticky number plate made for the front. We've had a few issues. So weirdly, when I started it up this morning, there was a big bang and a crackle in the back and the amp failed, like we couldn't get any sound out of it. And then 20 minutes later, or should I say probably 2-3 hours later, I plugged it in again and it suddenly worked, and I didn't know why. Anyway, I phoned Kicker, God love them. So I'm in the middle of the country, they're down on the south coast. I phoned the guys at Celsius at Kicker, and they hopped in a vehicle and brought me a box of amplifiers, like 500s and Kicker keys. They brought me a new set just to swap. Now that is what you call service, right? So thank you, Josh and the team down at Celsius, for doing that for me. That's huge support. I won't forget it, and really appreciate the time and the effort to get this car finished, because now it's done. We've just done the setup, we've run through everything, the car is working. I've got to build the boot back together, put the interior back in it, do the plastic clips and stuff like that. The sub now works, the amps are located here. We've completely done away with the Bose amp altogether, so that's not even in the equation anymore. We've got 2 nice Kicker keys there, and yeah, we just need to build all this back together. So I'm going to do that now. We have got the digital system working as well, so we've got digital radio running down there at the minute. I've got to put a trim and a clip back on down there, but he's done, he's finished. I need some sleep, I'm knackered. I do need some sleep, I'm knackered. But we're going to get finishing with this and I will come back to you in a mo. See you in a bit. So we're over at Ollie's. Say hello everyone. Hello. Hello. And they've just finished wrapping this. Is it a 3 series? 2 series. In, what is it, Ollie? Neo Chrome. Every angle that you go to, the colour shifts. That is amazing, mate. Good job. No, it's going back to the others. That's class. We're just testing out the Z. We've been over to Ollie's to get the sticker made, and we've got nose cam on, so we just do a little bit of a close-up look. You can just see the lip here on the bottom of the car, so we know when we're going to run it into a curb or the car in front. But look at that, working like a treat. All right everybody, it's end of play on Thursday. Home time. Everything's been picked up. We managed to get the Nissan finished. Obviously nipped over to Ollie's. He saved the day with a sticky registration plate for me. So thank you, Aura Signs and Graphics. Much appreciated. Had a sweep up, tidied everything. Got the two cars in. And I'm just getting ready to pack up things and get ready for tomorrow's festivities. I've got to go home and try my suit on, make sure everything fits. And then start my best man speech for Saturday. I'm fucking pooped. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired. It's been a long 3 days, but we got it all done. Everything's been picked up. He's happy. But yeah, I'm kind of spent now. So I'm gonna stop talking because it'll end up in waffle. Big thanks to Aura. Big thanks to you guys for getting me where we are. We're on 1955, maybe a bit more by now. Appreciate all the support massively. It means the world as we try and grow this bad boy of a channel. When I see you next, it will be Monday morning. The wedding will have been and done. I'll probably have some stinking hangover, but hopefully we'll have survived. And I'll have some stories to tell and, you know, all of the fun stuff. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate the support as always. See you bright and early Monday morning for our little chat. Ciao. Bye.